Okay, chapter 6 of the conceptual questions for chapter 3 of the second edition of An Introduction to Statistical Learning. Okay, here is the question here, and it says using equation 3.4, which is in the book, but which I've reproduced here. So it's actually two equations, one for beta 1 and one for beta naught, or beta 0. Argue that in the case of simple linear regression, which is what we've been working on, the least squares line always passes through the point x bar and y bar, where x bar and y bar are the mean values for x and y. Okay. So this is actually fairly straightforward. So here I have yi. So this is my regression line, right? So it's the prediction for y given a value of x according to our regression. And that is represented by this red line in this picture I have down here. And I took this picture from the website that I have mentioned. Okay. That the regression line equals beta naught, which we have a formula for, and beta 1 times xi. All right. So I can just expand these terms, or I can just expand this equation a little bit. So beta naught equals y bar minus beta hat x bar. Right. So I've just taken beta naught and I've turned it into this. And we don't actually need the complicated formula for beta 1. And so I'm just going to leave that there. Okay. So, when xi equals x bar, right? So just plug that in your head here. If this value right here equals x bar, what we get is a negative. So now I'm just grouping terms. I have negative beta 1 x bar plus beta 1 x bar. So this just becomes 0, in which case the only term left is the y bar. So y hat equals y bar when xi equals x bar. Okay. Now, so just down here, when xi equals x bar, that's what this vertical black line is representing. Okay. We get that y hat, the value of the regression line, equals y bar. And that's what's being represented there. Okay, now there's one more piece to this argument, which is that the domain, the x values for the regression line will always pass through the mean value of x, through x bar, right? Because x bar is composed of values in the data that were both above and below it, right? So x bar is going to be in the middle of the data, so the line is always going to pass through x bar. And because x bar is always going to be as part of the regression line, when x equals x bar, the value of the regression line there will always equal y hat, which we demonstrated above. Okay, that's it for this one.